Welcome to Updates with Precious. Now here we bring on an update from matter them really hot for inside the country. My name is Precious Thingy. It always sit my belly to land your demand. Welcome to the show. All right, plenty things they happen for inside Nigeria, and why will I not bring it to your domot? If things they happen, make I not bring up for your domot. I never complete my job as your minister for information. Now, the reason why make I be your minister for information now because say I dey bring on informate on things and where they share for inside the country. So I don't bring on a plenty matter them as it dey hot for inside the country. And one of the things I go bring for now, I go put an audio of our president trend. People begin drag our president past from younger generation. Honor they respect old age. Why honor they do like this? But at the cop, I go play another audio. When EBC be the compliment in classmates, I don't know why Nigerians have all turned to investigative journalists and investigators because they now went digging and say this one of your classmates was he 13 years old when he was your classmate. Was why Nigerians? I'm coming. I'll get to that conversation. But make I give on other headlines when we get. But before I give on the headlines where we get, make I let you in on the guest way I get this evening. Joining me for inside my studio this evening, now the principal partner of Law Capital. I don't forget the name of that. God, don't forgive me. But the name of Barrister Stanley Alieke. Barrister Stanley, thank you so much for joining me. Is it Law Capital or Law Capital? I wanted to shock you to get it right, but my mouth can't they shake now. I no can't get that right at all. Why old age worry me like this? Barrister
I'm
Stanley,
so
thank you.
embarrassed. I'm so ashamed of you. And you claim to be my friend. That
Oh,
you don't
stop
even
it.
know where
I
I'm
don't like
going.
something I
Well,
don't like it. All right, Barry Stanley, make I
well.
just play some hot things so they happen for inside the country very quickly. Then we'll go to some trending conversations now. Hunger, poverty, now national security threat, says Defense Minister. That one be on the line. Which will put Matt inside. Gunmen hijack bus, kidnap passengers in Benue State. Again for Benue State. Meanwhile, US don't they want their citizens to avoid any Nigerian military base or government facility. Say attack will happen anytime. Again, Nigeria don't they do like say don't they look like that and where Jonathan they in power, waiting they go on. Pastoral crisis. 11 states embrace federal government ranching plan as killing surge. And then we go on to other issues very quickly. Fan don't ban cash payment, most tariff hike in Nigerian airports. And then it did begin where they happen because we like say, but the coalition where they never formed, and including the APC, all of them they in crisis. Because APC now they blame Kwankwaso group for trying to bring problem between Tinubu and Shettima. Saying a Kwankwaso group they cause the problem between Tinubu and Shettima. Meanwhile, for inside the coalition, where we never even hear their name yet, too, we hear say serious brigade day for inside the coalition as Oga Hakeem Baba Ahmed don't confirm say serious division day for inside the coalition between Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, El-Rufai, and Amechi. Now, what's be the way forward for Nigeria? I know. But make we enter inside other matter. Tinubu, with a silencing opposition, will breed economic political woes for Nigeria. Now, CSOs, they want, that civil society organizations, they want to say, this one where Tinubu and Wike, they try to silence opposition people. Say, you know, good though, say it will bring serious economic and political biggie for inside Nigeria. Stop blaming courts. Stop blaming court cases. He says, stop blaming courts. Say cases are decided by evidence and not emotions, says Magistrate Oyeko. But people come they talk, say, how about when it be say the evidence there, but you can't use technicalities, strike them out. That one too. Now, how it be say they decide cases. 2027, sharks will swallow younger ones up. Okonkwo names preferred candidate to battle Tinubu for 2027. And Nigerian politics requires drastic surgery. Supposed to go inside surgery. Bishop Okonkwo, octogenarian, 9 they talk this one. NNPCL raises petroleum price to 9:45 in Abuja, 9:15 in Lagos. This one, now the matter then we be say Ugo touch like. Then Oga Presido for inside event we be say get today. Even they hail one of his classmates who he never see for a long time. He can't they hail and say, Oga classmates, how you doing now? He don't tell. But I don't know why Nigerians they like to drag our president. Then Nigerians then begin drag. Make I go play you that video of Oga Presido hailing in classmates. And then how Nigerians they can't turn investigators begin investigate this matter. They begin touchlight the matter anyhow. Make I just sharply just play you that video. Let's see if I have hold of that video very quickly and play it to you so that you see exactly. So they say lizard when one person seeing a python, they become. Make you go watch and make you see.
Alex, to all of you, Alex was my very good neighbor and went to the same school with me in Chicago. Never did we dreamt that I would be in this position as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Alex will be a successful businessman from Belarus to bring about a very successful collaboration and bilateral relationship that will promote economic prosperity and future of our two countries. Alex, thank you very much for everything. I believe our university will be very, very proud that we are doing this here today.
Now the video in question, and Nigerians don't take because of this video now they drag President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You get anything where you see wrong for inside this video with President Tinubu and the healing friend? Make I know, Barrister Stanley. Then before I begin tell you waiting people they react, make I not preempt you.
Uh, well, President Tinubu is one of the president that his birth, his date of birth, his origin is shredded in secrecy. So if anybody, any of us say anything that will link him to say, okay, now this where this man from the come, people always one question and say, are you sure? Are you sure? Uh, Till now, we don't know his age, his real age. Till now, we don't know who they say is his biological mother. Till now, we don't know who they say is his biological father. Some people claim that he's from Ogun State. Some say he's from Lagos State. Some say he's from Oshun. Some say he's from Ibadan. So there, there are some when he was contesting, even Buhari won't even do that, but President Tinubu was that Buhari they have to arrange his so-called classmate and say, okay, now this one will follow go primary school, follow go secondary school. But all these things are political, these things now. So nobody, but they should do reunion. Let them come and say, okay, this. What will be asking, where is your certificate? Where did you graduate from? Which secondary school go? Which primary school go? Who be your teacher? Outside this person now that you are hailing, it could amaze you that that person that he was hailing just a paid actor that just say, okay, come and start. Maybe president say, okay, with my classmate. That's what they did during this thing where they arranged Bishop and the rest during the build up of 2023 election. So anything can
Election.
happen in this our politics. Yes.
So
Anything can
so now
happen in
what
this in
now
not
what's
in
go
Nigeria
lead
again.
now what's go lead to this level of distrust? Now make I show you some of the messages with Nigerians don't go dig it. They don't go dig at the future of this classmates in question. I don't understand my fellow Nigerians. People call it Alexandra, they call it surname, a Russian citizen, Abi a Belarus citizen, was born in 1962. Tinubu claimed he attended Chicago State University in 1976. That means the guy did 13 years old when he say he attended university. That one never end though. Other people don't go dig out more information about the guy. More information. In fact, see, this one, they don't go dig out this information about the guy. Alexandra, family. They don't dig out things about the person because how can this person be your classmate in Chicago State University or you just wanted to make a statement? I don't know, but they a bit embarrassing. Say every time we be say our president come out and talk something, our citizens don't feel just say for Africa, so be respect our elders. So it can't be like so only they respect our elders reach to the obey waiting our presidents tell us. We can't they doubt them every time when he talk something. Now they don't they drag president for inside social media. Is it good?
No, this is an age. This is an age of information, and whatever he said, it will always be verified. Just as it's shocking that people just bring this man information out and said, okay, look, is this also age? They can even trace it out. Okay, this man self, he never knew anywhere reach for Chicago. He did not go anywhere close to Chicago. So it's for the politicians to be abreast and say, okay, this is no longer the time that you can just say anything and citizens will swallow it. We have Gen Zs that sleep and wake up with their phones and technologies and all these things. We have apps, we have AI that you can just put someone's picture and the full information of that person will come out. So if you claim that it was your classmate, it was this, he's a Nigerian, it was this, you bring out all those information. But it stems from, just like you say, the distrust that Nigerians or the citizens or the politicians have imbibed in, because there are a lot of things that they've said that did not check out. There are a lot of this, just like his age has been shredded in secrecy, his place of birth has
Academic
been shredded in
records,
secrecy.
primary,
Yeah,
secondary
his
school is
parents,
done
who are
too.
his parents,
There is nothing about
yes.
primary and secondary school.
Nothing, yes, nothing they have said that, okay, it's always this thing. Like if people, someone like me now, it's a simple thing. Person, if he just comes, okay, you know, be lawyer, you be fake lawyer. There are this, okay, I'll just go my law school and said, okay, this is this thing, this is my teacher. It's only like that. This is what we needed President Tinubu to do since. The same thing they expected from Buhari. But you know, there'll be hanky panky. And people, at some point, citizens cannot continue to, it's more like you are playing with their intelligence.
Okay. Oh, all right. Make I just go straight to some things and very touch some highlights of this conversation before we dig in. So for people who don't know, you be legal practitioner, you be lawyer, and I would like make you touch on some issues, two critical issues. One, I forget to tell you. One, na this cyber act, be cyber act law, been waiting. Where people don't they see them as an instrument, where politicians they use hold people down anyhow. I would like me to talk about them and why that law be good or bad. Because even civil society organizations, when they talk about the repelling of that law, say they good. And then secondly, let's talk about such as Akpoti-Uduaghan and the federal government suing her on behalf of Yahaya Bello and Godswill Akpabio. Make we understand how legal or how constitutional that case be. Not be say we they try to do sub judice, for instance, but educate Nigerians on whether or not that kind of thing is doable. That's one of the reasons I called you here because you don't the hungry make sense, make we understand the place of the law for those things then, but we never really get a lawyer to teach us. But make I run through some matter them with the share for Nigeria quickly. We hear the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, Christopher Musa don't talk, say hunger and poverty don't become national security threats. Because say where hunger day and poverty day, say na wahala be that one. He say insecurity today is not only defined by weapons, but also by economic deprivation, food insecurity, and social disclosure, dislocation. Saying a part of it in the bring insecurity, breed insecurity. Now, this one can remind me of a particular man when they talk, say, come back, and children don't get food to chop. In look, as one of his friend, that be somebody call him, say, they go rob, make it come join. He never rob before for his life. He follow go rob, daddy, then catch him. And get look, say they no kill him. So, could this be true? Then, talking more about insecurity, the Benue Police Command today, Monday, say gunmen hijacked a Benue Link Nigerian Limited bus and kidnapped all the passengers. If I can remember, this is about the third time or second time Benue Link did they involved in this kind of thing. Not be the first, not be the, where I don't hear say they hijack all passengers from inside Benue Link vehicle. It don't happen again. So it now looks like traveling in Nigeria is a risk. So you go either hold ransom or you hold blood of Jesus or Prophet Muhammad for hands to travel because any of them will happen. I will just leave that matter for there because the crisis still they continue. And then speaking about insecurity, the US mission for inside Nigeria don't want in employees and citizens to avoid non-official visits to Nigerian military bases and government facilities. Now, this may not be too shocking because if you're in the news recently, you would have heard that several times military bases and all that don't be raided by Boko Haram, and Boko Haram don't kill military officers because of this kind of thing. So it is surprising to hear all of this again. And one of the things they cause major problem, especially for different parts of the country, like Benue State, Enugu State, and other states. Now, this ranching issue. Now, some states don't they talk, say, it be like say they don't ready now to increase ranching so that they go feel stop some of these prices as people don't die unnecessarily. You get any of this matter where you want to react to before we enter political side?
Well, it's the insecurity because even in Abuja here that I live and practice here in Abuja. And
Mm.
we used to think that Abuja is the safest place, but it's so much one chance and the rest. And it's appalling that you cannot even travel by Nigeria. Some of us go the life fly. There are some of us that don't like the experience of flying, especially if it's short distance. We prefer going by road. I remember is it April that we went to Bonny for a wedding. We had to charter how many convoy of policemen, about four convoy. I was just wondering, is this really necessary that you cannot go from here to here without the fear of being kidnapped? And Not just even you paying ransom. They go first carry you, stress you. Maybe there are some the one that happened in Anambra State. The man after they paid ransom, they still end up killing him. So I think the
Yes.
government should pay more attention in the insecurity. They know the people they will, whatever name they'll call it, non-state actor, armed robbers, kidnappers. Now trying not to be politically correct, they say it's not Fulani herdsmen, they say it's haters, this thing. But we know what's happening. That's how you imagine what is happening in Benue State. Just imagine what is happening in Plateau. Just imagine what is happening in Southern Kaduna. So it's always from Boko Haram to haters to IPOB in the east. This if it has gotten to a point whereby the government cannot tackle security, that means the people, the non-state actors, they are more powerful. That means they can just declare their own state. Same thing as I mean the IPOB are doing in the east and the Boko Haram is doing in Borno State. I was told that they've declared a local government that they're in charge of that. They collect tax, they pay this thing for you to go there. You have to go and pay homage. Is that serious in the north?
No, no,
So
no,
just
no, no, no.
imagine.
It's not just one local government. Too. There are local
Okay,
governments. It's
okay.
one that there are
Look,
local governments in I think Zamfara, even in Kaduna, even when El-Rufai was governor, he told us now that local governments are even Sokoto, different places like that, where he be seen at
and
them place
imagine you imagining what Nigerians are doing. I mean, at this point, we feel that the government is overwhelmed. I'm always the one. It might not be right to say as a lawyer, but I've said it openly. Even I posted on my page the other day, and bloggers carried it. I say if it has gotten to a point where the government cannot protect its citizens, then they should legitimize or make it legal for citizens to be armed. It's happening in the US. Although whatever has its advantages has its own disadvantages. But
Mm.
any Fulani herdsman, any Boko Haram or any kidnapper that is coming to attack a house or attack a vehicle, should we think twice because he will think that you're also armed and the rest. So this thing will go a long way in if you cannot protect, just imagine this Abuja now. A client was telling me in Otaku, a busy area that in an FCT, that he was attacked by a mob. She called the police officers and they only responded to her like 2 hours later. That's when they called. So just
They would
imagine
have
that
punched her.
happening.
They would not kill her.
Yes. They've broken her this thing. She said she was so pissed when they called her back in 2 hours. I say, Ma, are you safe? Are you out of there? In Abuja, I'm not talking about if you know Otaku, that's around the city center. So the government should, I think they withdrew the gun licenses before because of this security. But at this point, it should. Those that but they should be conditioned to be put in check. That's okay before you be allowed to hook on, you must pass through tests and this thing. So that we can protect ourselves as government cannot have shown that they're overwhelmed, they cannot do anything.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to enter inside politics now, sharply. You know, say as we talk about government, people don't dey look and say tension day high concerning 2027, especially because of say President Bola Tinubu get mind, say nothing they shake, nothing they happen. In fact, I probably don't talk say 99.9% of Nigerians well votes nine President Tinubu will get for 2027. So say no shaking. If you notice, in President Tinubu don't get endorsement across board, across the 36 states of the federation, almost people they endorse am say Ingo win the election. And the only opposition where people carry get hope become be like say trouble don't enter inside. It can't be like say trouble don't enter inside. Before I enter the problem of the opposition, even inside the APC gongo, you know, say small day between Oga Shettima and Tinubu. Now,
Yeah.
some group inside APC now they blame Kwankwaso as the person will be say they cause the problem. Because some people they talk say, okay, say that because of say there is a possibility that the president may likely be opting for a Kwankwaso to replace Shettima for 2027 because
Mm.
he go need that energy of Kwankwasia
Yeah.
movement for 2027.
And the population of the Kano population. Yes.
Absolutely. But
Yes.
remember, say
Yes.
that one self gets its own problem because Ganduje and Kwankwaso no one see each other eye. Because of say themselves they drag power for inside what did they call them Kano State. So that one a problem.
Yes.
Beyond
Yes.
that, there's a lot of problem inside the ruling party. You see them. So on one hand, the presidents they have the opposition party saying they happy, say they in disarray, and then himself,
Mm.
your own ruling party, be like say that they get problem, but they like say that they hide the problem. They don't want make people know about them. Now the coalition where people don't carry get hope. Now we hear say problem they inside because Hakeem Baba Ahmed don't come and can't tell Nigerians say this coalition will be say Peter Obi, El-Rufai, Atiku, Amechi Day. Say wahala they inside because say a coalition of elderly people where no one step down for younger people. So say they no one stop. The same just they corner they look them. He talk this one himself, Koro for Arise Television. He say, I'm not involved in the coalition discussion. I am just observing with a lot of worries that an opportunity to create a strong opposition to the ruling party is being messed up by the people who insist they must be the face of the opposition. And you go know those kind of people like Atiku. There are
mm,
divisions between and among them. It is a coalition of a few politicians who thought that they could arrive at some understanding and then open the door and say, follow Nigerians. We have agreed. Let us let this be one of the places that would move on to. Now, none of these people should lead or be in position to determine who should be in the coalition and work behind the scene. Who are the younger Nigerians that should be at this party? None. Where are the youth? They know they are missing point. They're missing the point. They think politics is about them. It is not about them. It is about the youth. That means Wahala don't already there for inside the opposition camp because if you like say they don't agree for each other, what can be the hope for Nigerians now? Even though, so on the other hand, Kenneth Okonkwo dey talk say, well, say the coalition dey strong well because say APC no go know wetin dey come for them for 2027 because the opposition say the sharks go swallow younger ones inside 2027. What do you think about all of this matter?
Well, that coalition, I'm sorry to say, maybe I'm naturally an optimist, but I'm pessimistic on this one because I don't see that death on arrival. Because just imagine a coalition where Atiku, El-Rufai, Peter Obi, and the rest are involved. So who will step down for who? Just don't forget that. And Amechi, don't forget that all of them are nurturing or nursing the ambition of becoming the president. So who
Yes.
go? Who no go? Now I'm hearing that they want to they rezone the leadership of the coalition to South South. That means, well, if you throw the leadership of the coalition to South South, that means the presidency will be thrown to the north. Now there the approval start. Now who will? Now they are saying, I'm hearing that there is a talk that Peter Obi will be vice. Peter Obi say no one be vice. Say don't popular. Now El-Rufai say one come out for president. Amechi say don't. So that has been the problem. Is e no go work. E no go work. Tinubu go just dey somewhere now, they laugh them, they smile because is dead on arrival. It's same thing that happened in the PDP. Who will win? The same issues that Atiku had with Wike. Yeah, I need you to be my advice. Okay, you are too powerful. You are not. So let's just look for a way forward. Maybe we are thinking that the Labour Party will be the rescue, but no, that one not scatter. So maybe they go form another coalition, form another coalition to we know. But sorry to say, let them just forget about 2020, 2027 because I did not see how you think you can snatch power from Tinubu. Tinubu no be Goodluck Jonathan. And Tinubu is a
Mm-hmm.
very, no matter, you can't take it away from him. He's a prolific politician. And
Mm-hmm.
despite the fact that yes, he know how to appoint people. If APC, with what we are seeing in FCT now, if there is the election today, APC will win FCT because Wike, I'm not in his this and also support, but you cannot deny the fact is has been or is currently the best performing minister that FCT have ever had. So they are that keen on delivering on their mandate and say no. And Wike is a very outspoken. I think the last time I was commissioning project was saying, now I'm doing for you guys, not when we go come say Moon do for us, now no go agree, problem go day. And if they come now, because you need to come and see what Wike is doing in FCT, and that is a plus to the APC government. And you know that in the last election, that APC lost FCT. But if it happen now because of what they've been putting in place, in every free and fair and all things being equal, APC will likely win FCT.
Hmm. Even in a free and fair election, in spite of the
Yes,
pain we people they go through for
I'm
for
telling you,
Nigeria.
I'm telling you. I'm
Eh.
telling you.
In spite of say people they talk, say even these projects, the way they do na inflated projects. I mean, 39 billion naira to renovate the ICC and the name of, the name of the president say he get us a fee. That one no
Is
matter.
it the
So
first?
in Abuja
Is
anyway,
it
so
the first?
imagine.
Yes, this is the first time we're having inflated projects. Some go inflate and chop. We no go see this thing. They will just collect money. At least if they put you between this big evil and small evil, you choose the small evil. At least this one inflate them. The one they were doing in front of my office last year, that you see a brand new road, they'll bring tractors, scatter them to say they won't do another one. You'll be like, this road is good. We know that is. I'm hearing maybe the conspiracy theories, which I tend to believe. Maybe they're using that to clean money or to steal money. But at least we are seeing they're showing working.
And that's what matters to Abuja people. The fact that at
Yeah,
least they're seeing
and that's what
something
matters. Yes,
that's enough for
yes.
them. Interesting. So any other thing no matter to them. You see, Nigerians, we're very easy to please with that now. We don't get wahala with that. All right, so let's quickly move on to other issues very quickly. What do I get to now? Okay, so that means as we are right now, there perhaps may not be hope. So let's get to the issue of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Or before we get to the Natasha's case, tell us what you know about this cyber security, a bit cyber, to be in a cyber within,
Cybercrime.
cyber
Cybercrime. Yes.
cybercrime,
Cybercrime.
cybercrime act.
Yes.
Please tell us
Yes.
what you know about it.
Yeah, the first cybercrime act was made in the one that everybody know in 2015. It's actually Cybercrime Prevention Prohibition Act of 2015. So last year, 2024, it was amended. So where the issue did now, some of the adjustment and some improvement or some new things that they've added inside this 2024. This 2024 on in section 24 of it, they criminalize defamation, making it look like uh, strictly
Uh-huh.
speaking, yes, strictly speaking, as a lawyer, defamation ought to be in the ambit of civil wrong. Like say, if person says something falsely against you, defame you, go to court and enforce your right and seek for financial compensation. But they in section 24, they said, okay, if you say anything, defame anything, that will cause breakdown of law and all that. That's what they use. Is now a crime. That's how you see. That's where the problem is. That's where some of us, we lawyers, because I have had clients that has been disadvantaged by that provision. I will currently have a case, the one that trended last year, that represented Speed Darlington against Burna Boy, that they arrested him. Yes, they arrested him and charge him to court. We are saying, look, Burna Boy, not that we are defending that, we are not defending him, that the what he said against you, that which you
Mhm.
found derogatory. We are not defending, but what we are saying is, don't use the police mind, don't use the federal government mind. If you feel that you are defamed, go to court and seek for civil damages or civil remedies.
Hmm.
So that is that. This is the same thing that Natasha is facing in the hands of the government and Akpabio and Yaya Bello.
Oh,
So and you know that,
so this
yeah.
cyber act now follow for waiting she dey face on the hand of Akpabio and
No,
Yahaya
no,
Bello later.
that's basically it. That's basically it. You know, once it is a crime, it is the government that will prosecute. So if I report a crime now, say you defame me, so I will just shift aside, and our government will begin to prosecute, because once it is a crime, is more like you've committed it against the government, not against the individual. So what Akpabio did and Yaya Bello did is they went and reported to the police and said, okay, this woman, so the way she talks, she defamed me. Oh. So they reported it as a crime. So police begin the prosecutor. That's why it appears that it is the federal government or the government of Nigeria is prosecuting Natasha. So Yaya Bello and Akpabio is just there as a witness, or to come and give witness and say, okay, so they she say something, so they say something. But that's how our law is in this part of the world. Once it is a crime, yes, the person that they did the wrong against go just step aside, government will just take over. Now I make people dey always want, okay, maybe crime, so that I will save myself the headache of paying lawyers or this thing. Even the one who will get against one, yes.
Oga lawyer, you go calm down. They tell us this thing now. You know, say e be like say they rush am because the thing no sync well. So you dey try talk now, say because of say something don't they identify it as a crime. Government go buy the
Mm,
matter for the person hand.
yes,
No be you
yes,
again.
that's
Now
that.
this person
Yes,
offend. So why it be say
yes.
government no buy that Burna Boy case from Sweet Darlington hand?
No,
Burna
no,
Boy.
government they do am. Now government they
Oh,
do am. Now government
now
they,
government dey prosecute Speed Darlington that time. No be Burna Boy.
yes. Na government. So Burna Boy just come report. So the wetin vex us be say if you wan show small power, e arrest am from Lagos, carry am come Abuja, come file petition, dey detain am for long time. But na government, the matter still dey court, na government dey prosecute dis thing. Burna Boy sef no dey come court. That's the thing people do. Burna Boy sef no dey come court, na the IPO na im dey come testify. So it's more easier, is the loopholes that people explore to take advantages of, to game the system. Let's say if you, instead of you going to court and say, okay, instead of Akpabio to go court, seek civil remedies and say, okay, waiting this woman talk is derogatory, it brought me down, being the number 3 citizen of Nigeria. So you just file a petition at the police and said, okay, look, it is a crime, and police buy them, and it's provided. I think they're prosecuting now under the provision of section 392 of the Penal Code and section 24 of the Criminal Code, which says that if you defame person, you go to jail for 3 years or you pay 7 million naira fine. So that is what, if she is found guilty, that's likely what she will be facing.
Okay, so are you saying that what Daily Farotimi went through too is still because of this same cyber act?
Yes, yes, yes. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. But you know that Dele, they went up and they settled out of court. So the other lawyers, they went with him. They went and begged Baba. So Baba okay said, "I'm dropping case. Make government to drop case." So that's what happened. But we all have been saying that provisions of the Cybercrime Act, Section 24, should be expunged, because in some state like Lagos State now, there's nothing like a cyber defamation
Criminal
is not a
defamation.
crime. No, you cannot. You cannot prosecute person now in Lagos State under that the person under crime that the person defaming,
Okay, so
even in
was it the
Ekiti.
reason? Was it the reason why Burna Boy had to move
Yes,
Darlington's
yes,
case to
yes,
Abuja because
yes.
he cannot prosecute that case in Lagos
Yes,
State?
it's the same reason. It's the same reason Baba also arrested Dele from Lagos and moved him to Ekiti also, because most of the states it has been decriminalized. Even in FCT, in Nigeria we operate both the criminal code and the penal code.
Penal
I think they
code,
were
yeah.
expunged this years, so they're prosecuting Natasha now. And although we cannot take away the fact now, I've spoken as a lawyer now. Let's come to politics. We cannot take away the fact that he's politically motivated, because a matter was filed in FCT High Court. They just want to stretch her. A matter was filed in FCT High Court. Another one was also filed in Federal High Court. Now they are looking for, I think the last time he called, they asked the court to remand her and detain her, and court refused doing that, because there was no, this, you cannot just remand someone. She's not looking like someone that will jump bail or someone that is on the run. So that's what has been happening. But we cannot take away the fact that all these things are politically motivated, and say, look, maybe Yaya Bello and Akpabio felt that their ego has been bruised. So they want to show small power and said, okay, look, maybe to deter other person and say, look, but where I have issues with her case is, uh, we'll be waiting for her to go to court and present evidences. Sexual harassment, which is alleging, is a crime. If you feel that someone sexually harass you, I don't
We
know,
they
maybe
come oh,
reason-based method.
we they come oh, because
No.
you go tell us as a lawyer how person go fit use proof sexual harassment for Nigeria, because that one another case. You harass me, and I will
Mm,
not prepare say you go harass me for me to carry
mm,
phone keep to the record you to keep say you go harass me. Then when you don't harass me finish go, I can't tell person say you harass me, you can't tell me say I dey lie
mm.
against you. How I go use prove myself meanwhile I dey right? What tell me? Because I didn't
Well,
get I
there are
didn't get
that's
on
why
top.
all of them take a stand now. They will if you go to court, everybody will come give your own evidence. If you have witnesses and say, if not, how else do they prosecute or do crimes like rape or murder where there is no there are people that investigate all those things. But I believe that should have been the best line of action. I think court also gave them an order that they should not be talking about the cases on the media, and say, look,
Yes.
maybe I could be sentimental or biased, because as a lawyer, that's what I should have advised my client to do, instead of judging from the fact that you are fighting a very powerful person, because they will definitely fight back. Coming online, this is a powerful man, they will feel that their egos are bruised. You should have gone to court and said, okay, look, you sexually harassed me, or but well, reason best known to her. But I felt the thing, even the way that they're going about it, we already know that they're even abusing the judicial system, because there's no how you file the same case in FCT High Court, you're also filing the same case in Federal High Court. That's what they call forum shopping. To know if anyone will stick, dragging up and down. Filing the matter in one court of competent jurisdiction is enough. But because they have the power, they have the this thing, and so, but we are still looking at. I think the next, this one of Federal High Court is coming up on the 30th of this month. So,
Okay. Okay, so it's really confusing. So a lot of people know no, because at the end of the day, people come they wonder say, Akpabio a private citizen. First of all, the
mm.
office of the Senate President, it gets immunity.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not immunity. Although they have immunity to some extent, but not like the governor or president immunity. Their own parliamentary, they only enjoy immunity as to what they did in the house, in the parliament. That's only where their immunity cover them. That's why Akpabio in his private personal capacity. But what people need to understand is Akpabio reported the defamation as a crime, and in Nigeria, once it is a crime, it is the government that will prosecute.
So
So that's
that
why
means it's not that the Nigerian government is just trying to play games or be on the side of Akpabio. It is just because
no,
of
no,
this
no.
particular cybercrime act, Abi
Yes,
cyber act. So now
yes,
just the way it
cybercriminal.
be because of say
Mm,
it don't decriminalized. So even if I
yeah.
did like this and say you cyberbully me, for instance,
Mm,
once I go report them
mm.
to government,
To police,
government get the
yes,
right,
to police,
police get the right
to
to take
prosecute.
up the case by themselves to prosecute you,
Yes,
and me I go there on my own.
yes,
That means now they go
yes.
expend taxpayers' money to prosecute you on my behalf.
Yeah,
Is that
that's the
what it means?
problem now. It's not, yes, of course. That's even the issue we had with the Danton and Abu. I said, look, these are the issues. These are not the things that government should concern itself with. I'm also on that school of thought. I said, look, if I feel because I am that, if I feel that someone have defamed me, defamation means that you brought me low to the right thinking members of the public. And there's what they call compensatory damages. You go to court and enforce your right. Not that I'll go to run to police and let them use federal might coming after the person, arrest the person, detain the person. The luck she has is because of her caliber in the society. If she's a normal person, maybe she by now, do you know what it is to get against the senior president? Maybe by now she for the next 2 months she for still dey detention. Maybe now for detention her family go dey bring her food. That's how much dreaded or dreadful Nigeria could be, Nigeria powerful people could be if they want to really deal with you. Despite the fact that our law says you cannot detain person more than 24 to 48 hours without charging the person to court. But our
Mhm.
own case, they keep their guy for like 1 month. They no do this, they don't charge him to court, they just keep on like that. So the luck she has that we are having this conversation is because of of her caliber in the society. If not, by now she could have still been in detention till now. I'm coming from court or coming to court from detention.
Okay. The matter it get as CBO because before now Nigerians are wondering. I mean, why do you have to spend taxpayers' funds to prosecute a case for somebody who is a private citizen? So we no
Yes.
understand and say na because of this cyber crime act. Now, waiting make the
Mm.
federal government they act on behalf of the. But it get any other place on behalf of Akpabi and Yahaya Bello. But it get any other place for the world where they say they
Mm.
criminalize such act like Nigeria.
Yes, yes. I think in the UK too, but in the US you have to seek this thing. In some, Nigeria, we operate common law. So we borrowed our law from the UK and all those common law jurisdictions like US, Canada, and the rest. But some other part of the world, I think Thailand also, Australia, they've decriminalized this thing. They've decriminalized defamation. But they should. I think the reason why Nigeria still have it is more like just like you said earlier, it's more like trying to stifle people. It's in favor of those in government. Because if you criticize the government, they use the word that if you what you say will bring cause breakdown of law and order. Now you'll be asking yourself, how did Natasha accusing Akpabio of sexual harassment will cause breakdown of law and order? That is the clause that they infuse there to make the government always invite the government to jump into it and say, look, but it shouldn't. This is everybody have been calling for it, but those
And,
are
and
some
that
people have
means
been
and
listening.
that means and that means that this Tinubu administration, Akpabio led Senate, now add that clause to inside this cybersecurity.
Yeah, the law. Yes, the law
It
was
was there
amended
before,
last year.
but now them add this section 24 inside
Yes, yes,
we criminalize
yes, yes. Cybercrime.
information, cybercrime.
Yes, yes. This amendment took effect last year. So yes, the Senate President Akpabio, he's the one in charge there now. So they
So
are
a
the
lot of people
ones.
they
So then,
talk say this particular thing we didn't do now just to repress people, dissenting voices so that they no go talk. Do you think it's
definitely,
correct?
that's. But look, I think let me play the devil's advocate. They should actually be a if talking about dissenting people, they should it's more like placing it on a scale. Do you because we have had situations now. This I think I'm trying to be too careful now because people will feel disappointed at why is the lawyer saying this. But we have had situation where people will come out and say something they cannot prove or something they cannot just because they want to catch cruise or just because they feel they can just come, they have freedom
Mhm.
of expression.
And
So
ruin
that,
your name and
yes,
image.
yes, and ruin your name. I've had in my firm we represent a lot of entertainers and celebrities. I've had situations whereby a popular client, the mother called me and was crying that they said it's trending that someone posted that the son died and that they buried them. it caused a lot of chaos. And the person, just imagine stuff like that. Because if you have a right to post anything, you have a free. Just don't forget that where your right stops or where your right stops, that's where another person will start. So there should be a balance. In as much as I'm against them not criminalizing defamation, but you, if my position is, if you defame someone, the person should take you to court and seek civil remedies, but not the this thing. But there should also be a balance, not this one that they will come up and say, oh, we are catching crews, say something that they know that is not true, or say some lie against someone. You need to see where some people are lying. See to see. I've handled some cases that people will just sit down, concoct news and spread. How did you come about this that are totally false? And the person, don't forget that these things we are talking about are reputation, that this are high. If entertainers now, there's what they call morality clause that are infused in entertainers contract, that if there's anything like they say you did this, maybe they claim that you used to abuse your wife, and it's not true. Nobody cares. They will drop you. Now you've lost that money. Let's say that endorsement is about 50 million. They've already automatically dropped you. Just imagine now, you've lost that money,
So you've
you've
lost the
lost
money.
your
Yeah.
reputation. Yes, you've lost your reputation. That's why people can go to court, plead the specific damages, and say, no, look, when this person posted it in and said you did this endorsement that you have, they drop you, and this is the tune. And if you argue this thing very well, the court will always award you those damages.
So there is no way. So what is the best way people now a lot of you can't on lighter notes. It can't begin trend for social media when you be saying when people want talk things now they begin use allegedly. Does using allegedly
Mhm.
exonerate you from any blame really when you do that? This is on a lighter note because you need to educate people so that we know what to do.
But you saw my post on that now that trended. That was last month or so. That I said,
Remind us of it. Mm.
I think I posted. Yeah, not I think it trended for a quite, because I said the position is you cannot use allegedly and say a lie and thinking that is a shit, is an automatic shit. If you lie against somebody, if you like use allegedly all over, the law will still come after you. So I don't know where Nigeria came up with that, where all those allegedly and said, yes, allegedly simply means it was alleged, or a fact which a source which you cannot name, or someone told you. But if you say lie, yeah, and the matter goes to court, the court will insist that, okay, go and bring the person that told you, or go and bring the person that go and call, name the source that you read it from. If you cannot provide that, then you will dance to the music.
So allegedly does not exonerate you of any crime
No, it
at all.
doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
All right,
It
let
doesn't.
me let my people know that they can call you. I know a lot of people have questions. They don't the lambasti here already now. Some don't say be Agbado lawyer. No vex. No vex.
I hear talking. I hear talking. I hear
So they say
talking.
you're about like the phone lines are open, please. Let's make this a very conversational conversation. Phone lines are open. Barrister Stanley is a very open-hearted person, and he'll be willing to respond to your questions, your concerns on these issues. And I think it's very important that we'll bring this conversation to the fore so that Nigerians will truly understand what they need to do and what they don't need to do. So we're talking about the case of sexual harassment. As a lawyer, if you had a client who has been sexually harassed, what are the
Mm.
evidences you need from this client to prove her case or to defend her case in court? What are the
No,
things
it's,
that
no,
you need to
it's,
do to prove that I've been sexually harassed? Again, as I said, remember that I'm not going to wear body cam worker to know say go
mm,
spank my bum at any time to tell me say come here, sweet girl. I wouldn't know. So it may just happen. How will I
mm.
prove that you harassed me? Do you understand that you just spanked my
Yeah,
butt? How would I prove that?
yes.
How would I prove
Okay.
that? You tell me that um is this a call for a treat? You're sweet. Stuff like that. How would I know that? How would I know to record you ahead of that? Except I now later on lure you to make you to say it again, which most people that are sexual predators would be careful to do once they do it before. So how do we now prove my case? Not
Well,
vex. So
don't forget that we have law enforcement agencies that are professionals investigations, so they can investigate and do this thing. Of course, if there are witnesses there, if there are evidential this thing, if there is something to show. But I will not take away the fact that something like rape, sexual harassment is always difficult to prove, because. But aside, I think rape is quite easy, because rape they only need a single thing to show that there was a penetration. If you cannot prove that there was a penetration, then you will lose the case because of how critical it is. As for sexual harassment, it could be quite difficult because unless the person is sexually harassing you through text, or maybe the person is texting you or chatting you, that you have something to show. Okay, this person is is doing this, is chatting with me in a manner that shows sexual harassment, or there are people there, or but most times we've seen cases. We understand that the cases that go to court, and if you cannot prove your case very well, but you can let police investigate and make their reports, make their finding public.
She did. She did. From what she said, she had, in fact, as a matter of fact, she's actually accusing the Nigerian police of ignoring most of her
Mm.
petitions. Say she don't petition, say she don't send so many petitions. In fact, I think I need to go and play some of those things she said. I hope I still have them. Because she mentioned that
Well,
when she got
Nigeria
a
police,
wind of that stuff about, Mhm. that when she got a wind of it,
Nigeria police
that
have,
she wrote the
yes, yes.
IGP. And the IGP, yes, she said she wrote the IGP. Those were her words. That she wrote the IGP.
Mm.
So the IGP cannot say his. Let me see if this is the right video, so that we'll just be speaking in clear terms. Let's. Okay. I don't think it's this one, but I'll get the footage. So, as I was saying, she had mentioned that she wrote the IGP on several of these cases, and that the one for her, the supposed one for the murder, she wrote, and the IGP didn't do anything about it. So, how do we know? That's the question. How person go take know which one will be say? Why would people not feel that maybe perhaps the IGP is trying to be bit, partial in this conversation? Because how do you prosecute cases that's got to do with her or the Akpabio's accusation on her, but refuse to prosecute her own case or even call Akpabio for questioning? What is going on?
Well, the police, police could be nonchalant when it comes to cases like that because, especially when it involves a lady, they'd be like, okay, they could even body shame her, say it. They could, I can see the instance where they'll be like laughing and say, old woman like you are claiming that someone sexually harassed you.
Oh yeah,
So
they said that a lot of people have
yeah.
accused her of that on social media. I don't know about
So,
it.
it's quite possible. So this is that's how our law is made. We cannot help it. If there's no evidence or something to prove and said, okay, look, this thing actually happened. Or if there's nobody there to say, okay, yes, I can back up to this fact. I saw it happen. Then the court or they'll be incapacitated. They cannot do much. Is quite a shameful thing.
Hey, so that means we'll just be the way we are like that. It doesn't matter. We will get to accept our
Where
fate. See how things go.
yes, I think wear a body cam, just like you said. Wear a body cam when you see that you're moving close to a sexual predator or something like that. Or when let I'm
It's not
trying to.
even
It's not
funny.
actually a funny.
It's
Yes, it's
not
not
even
actually a funny
funny.
thing, but yes, the best way is I think our law should be amended. But to some extent, because
Because
this
I
is
was going to ask, in other countries, how do they prove such cases? Because it's much easier to prove in other countries.
no, it's not easier. It's the same thing. If you don't have anything to show, how do people? Maybe there's a CCTV camera that could capture. You cannot. Don't forget that in court or in this thing is your word against mine. You say that I say harass you. Okay, where's the proof? What did I do? Unless there's something to record. Unless there are evidences or investigation to show that yes, you've done it, or maybe with your track record, you are known to be a sexual predator. You've done it, or there are some other person that could come and say, okay, look, yes, you did it to me on so date. You did it to me. You did it. Everybody cannot be lying against you. So that's how it is. You just have to, even in rape that I told you earlier, in rape, no matter how you want to claim that this person raped you, if there is no proof that there is penetration, that's as they say it, that there is a penetration, it at best be sexual harassment, which carries a lesser sentence. So, and that is how that's how our laws has been.
All right, let me see if this is that video, one of those very
Are you
famous videos.
worried? Are you
Because I like
worried if those who are behind the petition go again and restart the process of the referendum?
I'm not
I am
worried,
very,
Jim.
I'm unable
I'm
to
not
get that, but
worried.
I'll try to get it. Let's just be sure that we can get that conversation. So as it is right now, where can be the place of the poor man where no fits, drag this kind of case like this? Where be the place of poor man for justice in Nigeria? Because that's a question many will ask.
That's the thing. That's why you see, go to detention centers, facilities, see people that have been there for months are waiting trial and the rest just because they offended a rich man and they don't have the money to afford the lawyer to argue their case or stuff like that. You need to go to politicians and see what's happening. So these are the loopholes that I was reading the news over the weekend. I saw that Senator Ned Nwoko is also dragging one TikToker. That the TikToker
Oh
said that
yes, I
the
saw that
child
too.
that the right to yes.
Yes,
Although
I saw
to
that.
some
I saw that.
extent,
I saw
yeah,
Network
to
took it
some
to court, and Network said yes, that he has to prove himself.
yes, to some extent, they have to be. Let's all be human. There have to be a balance. Even if you are for everybody should say something.
Did you ever
I
approach him to
did
say,
not to some extent support anybody coming up to say, okay, look, uh, your picking no be you born am, no be you get this picking, I can prove it. So just imagine the psychological effects that could have on you. I don't buy the fact that Nedwoku can use his power and say, okay, to throw the person into dungeon. But at least let's be accountable in a civilized society. Let's be accountable. You cannot just come. Just imagine someone like you now, someone like me, that have grown to some extent now in my career. Someone will just come and say something to bring you down, and people, okay, if you do something, it's a show of power. But there should be a balance. There should be a balance. It's neither here. While we're also advocating for free speech, I should also advocate that, okay, the free speech entitles you to say something that you should be held accountable for, and you can defend it. Not you coming to say, okay, look, this person. Because we know the kind of society that we are in. People that have power, just imagine a society where in Nigeria, someone, because you're having issue with a politician who will call DSS on you. What is the business of a DSS over a civil matter? Or they will just forget you inside detention facility for 2 months, 3 months. Sometimes they don't want the matter. I'm a lawyer saying things. They don't want the matter to go to court. They just want you to say, okay, remove, keep on there, make head calm down. May just stay there for 3 months. We will forgive them. So just imagine the things that are there. Are people that have been in there. If you go to FCID, you see people that have been there for 6 months. Maybe you ask them, okay, I just get small issue with my oga, or my oga accuse me say I thief him money, and I no thief am. He go arrest me, put me for here. The oga said, we don't forget, say he arrest person, put am for there. And Nigeria police, they can go extra mile. Just give them money. And they will, you see them gingerly handling your case, going to the extra that you do not even send them. So that the former, that has been it. It's a country where you use money to purchase justice. It's a country where if you don't have money to hire a lawyer to do this thing, you are doomed.
All right. We would also get back to the concern that was raised by civil society organizations today that repressing opposition political parties is a problem legally in Nigeria. And I'd like to take your reaction on that. But let me quickly see if I can get that. If I try this once more and it's not that footage, I might have to let it rest. But let me see.
Personal perspective. What I see INEC doing is aiding and guiding the petitioners on how to perfect their illicit acts. The first time the petition was submitted,
there were plans to kill you, and that the plan was not to kill you in Abuja, but to kill you right there in Kogi State. I'm very certain that you know the magnitude of that allegation, and you know what could become of that if it's not ironclad in evidence.
Shim, I'm glad you did affirm that I'm a lawyer. And even if I'm not a lawyer, I'm a sane individual. And I do stand by what I said. It was part of the meeting, the discussions Akpabio had with Yahya Bello that night to eliminate me. And
to what extent? What purpose?
Let's say this. Let's ask the Senate President, why in the first instance did he withdraw my security, if not to make me vulnerable to attacks? Mind you, of all the senators there, well, let's just say, we're about 109 senators, but we all have different stories. I have been a high-profile, vulnerable individual because of the nature of politics I've experienced in the year 2018, very violent and dangerous. And I've always had my security, okay? So stripping me of my security simply because I'm suspended illegally, actually, he just positioned me before attacks, and I knew immediately what
Is that the reason why you think they want to eliminate you?
That's not it. Mind you, I said that there was a conversation. So that happened. I was suspended on the 6th day of March, right? And shortly a week after, which was the 14th, a week and a few days after when he met with him, he then emphasized that I should be killed, but I should be killed in Kogi. And that was one of the reasons why I did not go home on time. I delayed going home because I needed to put some measures on ground. I did write a letter to the Inspector General of Police, and I sent a copy to his WhatsApp. I forwarded the copy to his WhatsApp. He's not responded to that yet. But again, I've spoken on the phone to a number of persons in the security as well. I did notify them. And you see, this is Nigeria. We've had a number of political murders that usually are swept under the carpet, no investigation done. What is important to me is to stay alive, because dead men tell no tales. And God forbid, if I had not come out, and if I don't speak about this, and something happens, and they succeed in their plan, who is going to get justice for me?
How can you make such an allegations of a meeting where you were not present?
I heard it's just like, okay, how again? Like, I tell you, there were actually three conversations that happened that day. I spoke only about two. The third one was quite minute, which is that they should prepare to field in someone who will, just in case I want to contest in 2027, some strong person who will clinch the ticket from me during the primaries. That's the third part of it. The first was my recall. The second was to eliminate me. The third was to put in someone who would take the ticket from me in 2027 if I want to contest. So if you are doubting the veracity of the killing, yes, then what about the recall that we just experienced? Are you getting my point?
Are you able to prove this? That's the point. I mean, anyone can make an allegation, but the issue is, are you able to prove it when it comes to it?
Let us get to that bridge. I'm hearing that the Senate President wants to sue me for that. I will tell him to go ahead. We'll meet and we'll cross that bridge.
Okay, so Barrister Stanley, you can hear the confidence at which she spoke. Like, say she did very sure, say, making sue me, say, I did ready, we'll go meet for court. That means she's really ready to prove her case. Yeah.
And I'm rooting for her. I really want the case to go in her favor, because I don't believe I followed up the build up from the case, from how she was suspended. She only was demanding that the right full seat should be accorded. Although some people will argue that there are decorum in the house and the rest, but I believe that in the house nobody should be stifled and the rest. So I'm rooting for her. I just so much want her to argue her case and this thing. It will go a long way in painting a picture that nobody's above the law. You being a Senate president, that, and all of us will be rooting that, okay, if the Senate president, especially on the sexual harassment case, if the Senate president is found guilty, let him face whatever punishment. I think it's a jail term for sexual harassment. Let him, it will paint a picture to show example. I said, okay, look, nobody's above the law.
Do you see someone of that hierarchy being prosecuted? I come, make I take this call. Do you see that? Especially, remember, Sinobi should be the first person we don't accuse her of sexual harassment. Make I take this call. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir.
I'm London. My name is Victor.
Mr. Victor, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. On the issue of Natasha, I think it's not fair. Though public opinion can always happen, people can always stop people from commenting. The case is in court. Natasha has made herself available to the court. What I pray for is for the court to be fair. The court should be fair on the trial. Here in the UK, okay, I'm not comparing. The reasoning, a rare gem like that, as a woman, should be protected, because back home in Nigeria, we don't really value women. To be honest with you, the bane of development here in the UK are women. You know, women are so strict. They stick to the rules. They don't compromise. But back home, you see how they even suspend. Imagine suspending a senator elected by the populace. That's unfair. It's unfair. You can suspend him from attending parliamentary duties, but not to defame his senatorhood, even to
So make I ask you a question, Oga. For that UK where you did, if a woman accuse you, say you harass her, how she go use proof to the court say you really harass her sexually?
Evidence.
Which kind of evidence you go put to court where court go use believe prosecute you?
They can go on to forensic tests.
What kind of forensic test? I like us to be detailed so that we learn.
Thank you very much. let me give you an instance, though, from US. You can remember when Bill Clinton was
Monica
accused.
Lewinsky.
They even went to the extent of testing the semen found in the clothes. You know what I mean?
That one not be harassment, oh. That one feel be exploitation. I'm talking about harassment. The acts never they done already at that time. Harassment.
That's what I'm not a lawyer. I said if the prosecutor has evidence to prove his case, and Natasha has evidence to prove her case, it's up to them. I don't know about.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that they should give them a fair hearing.
Thank you.
And then the evidence. That's what I'm saying.
Thank
you understand?
Yes, I do. I do.
You understand? They should open doors to objectively analyze the evidence, because what happened during 2023 election made me as a Nigerian. I am a former councillor in Nigeria, so I don't want to be biased, but I'm disappointed that the judiciary, they are still using technicalities to deny justice. That they should just be fair, both to Natasha and to the prosecutor. Be fair.
All right, thank you.
Extreme, but I want to talk about Abuja.
Okay, go ahead.
Quickly before you cut me off.
All right, then go ahead.
Your guest said if you do election today, APC will win.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know where he got that feelings from. This entitled to his opinion.
Do you live in Abuja?
Of course, I live in Abuja for 13 good years.
But you don't live in Abuja right now. How would you know if it's correct or not?
Abuja, I live in Asokoro, Gowon State. I come to Nigeria 5 times every year. I have my business in Abuja. In fact, by next month, 3rd, I will be in Nigeria for 3 weeks.
Okay.
For 3 good weeks. I even belong to political forum there in Abuja. By Idris Bakuda. Yes. Peace for all. You can Google it. My name is Victor Wabufo.
Okay.
I do the High Commission here in London. Okay? So, what in an election is not monofactorial. It is not one factor that determines the winner in an election. A government can perform. Don't get me wrong. From the time El-Rufai was the minister of Abuja, El-Rufai performed so much. El-Rufai did very well in Abuja, 1999-2000. Okay, but because of some mistakes El-Rufai made, okay, as a governor, when it comes to banditry and all that, people now forgot.
Do you see that as a mistake or an ideology?
Do you know why I want to use that word mistake?
Why?
But it is not proven. It is alleged. You understand? I follow the law. I don't want to accuse him. But the allegation is so strong that people believed, whether you charge him or not, people believe that he is wrong. He is guilty as whatever, whether charged or not. But what I'm saying is that in Abuja, many things will come to play when it comes to election. Yes, Wike is performing, no doubt, he's performing. But Abuja residents have not forgotten how their mandate was stolen in 2023 election. Abuja residents are dominated by the Gwaris, the Igbos that even live in Maraba and Nasarawa that comes Abuja to vote. Tribal sentiments will come in, religion will come in, performance will come, a lot of things will come in. So for anybody to say that because of Wike, APC will win on a free and fair, he said on a free and fair, I bet you. I dare the federal government of Nigeria to do free and fair election. Yeah, APC will lose in Abuja. Not because that Wike is not performing, but because of these sentiments I told you, ethnic sentiments, religion, anger among Abujans that believe that they were denied their destiny. Peter Obi won in Abuja 90%. I have the result. 90. I'm telling you, I have the result. All these fake this in their publishing, Abuja residents are not happy.
Thank you.
If you visit Abuja and visit political sports, okay, like the blue coffee and all that, and hear them talk. They are not happy with what happened in Abuja and what happened in Nigeria as a whole.
All right.
So do an election free and fair. I'm saying free and fair. APC will lose.
Thank
in
you.
Abuja.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Barrister Stanley, you heard what he said. I don't know if you'd like to respond to him. But once you're done responding, we'll go straight to the conversation he said about technicalities or throwing away judgment on the heels of technicalities. Because people don't want talk. See, people like saying I'm waiting at judiciary day all about. In fact, one of my guests will be, incidentally, a lawyer, way the US now. He was one of the guests that I spoke with about the Benue incident. He said that though he was a lawyer practicing in Nigeria at the time, but he also was cheated on by Nigerian judiciary. He contested for primaries election, won the election, primaries, and PDP at that time just handpicked somebody else, and just handpicked. Sorry, I sincerely apologize. I just turned on my generator and my AC is on. So I had to turn it off. So that he just handpicked somebody else and gave the position. And when they handpicked the person, he protested it. He went to court. But guess what? Court saw it. Court already knew that the person did not contest primaries. It's just like the case of Akpabio, the way he won this senatorial seat he's sitting now. The court knows he no contest primaries, right? So what the court did with his case is that court threw away his own case because of his filing for technicalities about his filing. He said that if that case now for UK or US, say whether in filing they right or wrong, say for still win the case because of clear judgment. But the Nigerian government would rather give the case, award the case to the guilty party, or Nigerian judiciary would rather award the case to the guilty party on the heels of technicalities. And Nigerians only feel like, say, politicians only to you take advantage of these technicalities to use undo each other. But make I let you react to this case first, then we'll take a reaction on that.
Well, I don't even know the one to react now on the guest. For the FCT one, I think I
Yes, he
still
said
stand. Yes, I think the FCT one, I still stand by it. I never supported APC. I'm not a fan of Wiki. I feel he's too draconian and a power drunk politician. But you give them their flowers when he is this thing. I've lived in Abuja for a while. The past minister did not do anything, but we know Nigeria, we are easily swayed by emotions. If you see this thing, of course, I live here. You need to see the praises that people, the commoners, saying, okay, the good roads, the flyover, this congesting road. If they're able to fix securities and in Abuja, and that's all. I'm not even sure if I will vote for APC in the next coming election. But I'm saying just telling you by the mind of the people. I'm a lawyer. I run a law firm. I have about 15 staff, more than that working. You hear them. You also hear the jubilation of stuff like that. So as for the technicalities, I'm also against one of the lawyers that is against that cases should be decided on its merit, not on technicalities. Technicality simply means okay, you have to commence this action on a petition and you commence it on the rest of that, the matter will be struck out, or your decision. I think there's some a particular time there's some that before 30 days or before 3 months. If you do not, the matter will be strike out and the rest. So sometimes it's the wrong court. You should have gone to Federal High Court, but you went to ACT court last jurisdiction, and they will strike it out. So I'm one of those that say, okay, look, court or matter should be decided on its merit, not on the technicalities. And once it has been struck off, nobody will have they will not go and say, okay, look, on the core merit, on the core basis of what brought people to court. Just like say two of us are fighting now, or two of us have a failed contract, and maybe the contract that we have is on the purview of, let's say, aviation. Now, if you look something that have to do with the airline carrier, they say they must initiate the action in Federal High Court. Now, let's say, okay, you miss your flight, or your flight was rescheduled and you want the airline to refund you. By the provisions of the this thing, you have to approach the Federal High Court. Now, and if you take that matter to FCT High Court now, or any other court other than that, the matter will be struck out because of they will tell that the court lacks jurisdiction, which ought not to be. They've not there been told us, okay, look, the airline look for your trouble, or they ought to refund you. And once the matter is strike, so I'm one of those that, but that is not. I always try to strike a balance that a lawyer should do his homework and look before you file a matter. I said, what court has the jurisdiction? Okay, what other things now? Maybe a matter that you ought to come before the court with a writ of summons, you are going by petition, or the one that you have to go by petition, just like divorce now, election, you have to go by petition. If you go by any other thing like a writ of summons or motion or notice, the matter will be struck up. So those are the things we should be looking out to. But the matter should be decided on this merit and not on all those technicalities, because we have it has laid foundation to a lot of so much injustices and people crying home and said, okay, I felt feeling
Okay.
cheated and the
So
rest.
would you say that Nigerian court is a place where you can go and get
Mm.
justice? Remember what justice is. Justice is not just when it is done, but it is also when it is perceived
Mm.
to be done, right? So do you say that a Nigerian court is a place where
Of
you
course,
can go and get justice and you can say and the world can see that justice has been perceived to be done? Why the smile now? You can't give us that
of course,
sheepish
we
smile
are.
first
Of
before we
course,
answer. Okay. Go ahead.
Of course, we are is the court of justice. So if you're approaching there, you must have it in mind. That yeah, but we should also not forget that justice is tripartite: justice for you, justice for another person, and
On
justice
the
for
grounds
for
on
the
the
state.
grounds of
So
judgments where they come out
uh,
from Nigerian courts. Now judgment where you go see say, okay, I don't see, I'm saying
now you are pushing me
you see,
against
that's the
yeah
thing, I'm not
you are
pushing you
pushing me
against the
against
law.
the wall
No,
to
I am
indict the
not. I am
judiciary, which I'm
not.
part of, to indict the judiciary,
We are
to indict the judiciary. But anybody approaching, of course, we've seen court do justice. Of course, there are instances where there we can say, okay, this judge was bribed, and NJC don't take it lightly. If you have evidence that, okay, look, in fact, there are some matters after that's why there's room for an appeal. If you feel that, okay, your matter was not properly handled, or it was doing this thing and it was struck off on it, you go on appeal until when it gets to the final court, which is the Supreme Court. So it cannot go. Maybe injustice was done to you in High Court. It's also done to you in federal in appeal, and to also be done to you in Supreme Court. So that is why, if you really want to follow it through, why not? You will. But I strongly believe, as a lawyer who is optimist, that our courts are court of justice, and anybody that goes there is always assured that you will
okay,
get justice.
irrespective. Because the reason I ask this question be say many don't they feel like say Nigerian judicial system now where it be say now who get the highest connection and the highest money in case. And I'm
Mm.
waiting so say
Of course, they always be the bad eggs, but they always be the bad egg. If you read the news, you will see. If I read, was it not last month that some of the judges were suspended, some were even sent. They always be the bad eggs in every sector, even pastors and the rest, imams. But of course, there are also the good ones that if you go to court, even we lawyers, we are not happy. Most times, I will go to court and say, okay, it appears the way that from the body language of the judge, it appears that something must have happened on the ground. But we still believe in the system, because these things, where what is our other option if there is no court? And said, okay, if we lose hope of the court, we don't have any other option. We'll be taking laws in our hands and said, okay, look, do me or do you, or the system will collapse. Will turn to an animal kingdom.
now, going back to this, a lot of people, like civil society organization, have said that the silencing of opposition and the way that it looks like, judiciary is almost bought or has to obey the executive. It's very dangerous for democracy in
Mm.
Nigeria. What's your reaction to that?
Any democracy whereby the opposition is being silenced, therefore, is not a democracy. That's an
Do you think that
authoritarian system
opposition in
of
Nigeria is
government.
being stifled?
No, I can't say that. It's just that the oppositions, we don't have a position per se. The opposition don't want to organize themselves and say, okay, we're opposition. Which are the opposition? Is it the PDP, the Labour Party, whereby they're imploding amongst themselves? Nobody's stifling them. They are not, it's not, we should not be indicting the judiciary or the other. They are not doing their proper homework or their proper job as opposition. They are not properly organized and said, look, opposition means oppositions are there to put a check on the government, so that if government to be aware that there are people that will criticize and say, look, there are people that hold you accountable, there are people that, because they want their positioning to take power from you. But we cannot see what are they doing, what What policies of the government can we say the Labour Party or PDP have come out expressly and criticized? What policy have been in place that they organize strike action and block the road and
Oh,
this? These are the things. These are the levels of opposition
protesters
that we see other countries.
were charged for the treason. That's it. And people have been worried. In fact,
Of
people they
course,
think say that
that's
alone. Now, example, e.g., for example, where they make people they fear, may they no even enter protest again because who knows the offense? So they go tell they say they commit, so they go protest. People are tear gas. People are shot at when they try to go and protest, especially like the NSAS matter. Now, one of example, and just the past protests will happen. I think when itself, I think October. First of where it happened in Port Harcourt, it happened. There were shots in Port Harcourt, in Abuja, there where you are. You know now. So let's not act like we're ignorant of all of this.
of course. No, no, no. You're right. Of course, the government always act above his powers and this thing to stuff. But we cannot, because the government did this. If there is still another protest, some of us will still come out because this is our only country we have. We cannot, because of the people who are being this thing. Of course, it's the child, because people raise voices, the treason were expunged and the rest were. People have to say something. We cannot bet. These are the things that the opposition should be doing, not youth that are tired. If you claim that your opposition party, like the PDP, they should be at the forefront of all these things. So I don't believe that the government is the government that is stifling them. They are not properly organized. They are still playing individual politics and looking for all of them, looking for who to take what power or what not,
Okay.
and this
So
and
just
that.
before I let you go, I beg no vex. You know, say when it be say the president declares state of emergency for River State and get a military administrator or a sole administrator to take over. Oga Latif Agbemi talk say every single thing will the president do, they very legal. Say the president get the right to commot anybody. Please help us with backings constitutionally to back up
Hmm.
this thing. Oga Latif Agbemi talk. Was it constitutional?
I think no, I think I wrote on that. I wrote on that with the night that evening that thing happened. I was strictly against it. You do not. Your power as the president did not. You elected as a president. So the governor was elected. So the government does not have the president does not have the power to sack and elect or suspend an elected governor. If you are talking about sacking or suspending a minister which was appointed by the president, it's understandable. Is constitutionally provided. But we cannot be claim that we're in a democracy whereby someone that has been elected, there are positions, there are provisions in the constitution where a governor could lose his seat, be suspended. One is being that the parliament could impeach him or suspend, make laws, or he's sick or he has been incapacitated, but there have not been any contemplation where the government wake up and said, okay, if this happens, that means the government can, from suspension, they say na clap they take the enter dance. From suspension, the governor or the president can wake up tomorrow and sack a governor. And he cannot.
All right.
This is a democracy. The president does not have any constitutional backing
Okay,
to
so
have
if
taken
the
that move.
president not get the constitutional backing, why has it been upheld? That's one. Secondly, the vote to
Mm.
substantiate this by the National Assembly, is it constitutional for them to adopt voice
Mm.
vote against two third? And if it's not,
It was not. In fact, I was even embarrassing some parliamentarians supporting the this thing. But Nigeria, politics come into by anywhere. If we play politics with everything, people that are expected for them to take a stand and say, look, even those that are in the parliament that are lawyers, they were still in support because, of course, they will say party loyalty first because the president is in my party or because they are seeking favor in the president and the rest. Yeah, and
so
that shouldn't
so
be.
so
That
so
shouldn't be
why
that from the onset with the government
do you
acting
still
above.
see, would you still so why do we let this happen? As we speak now, these things have happened and it's a democratic government and nothing has happened. So why should we let it happen if it is unconstitutional?
Well,
That means clearly the president has breached the very constitution he swore an oath to protect. Am I correct?
yes, of course. And people have been taking a stand. Don't forget that NBA took a stand. The NBA conference that was meant to hold, that is the NBA taking that was meant to hold in Port Harcourt was the video was changed to Enugu. So people have been, not that people, some of us kept quiet. People have been saying that good, the president does not have that power because you know that in Nigeria we involve politics in everything. So everybody, because we are in your party, we are in this. But it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Don't forget that because it happened in Rivers, it can happen anywhere. If you support it, maybe tomorrow it might be your turn.
All right, so somebody get question for you. I wonder why would they quiet if this happen, and then waiting with the call our democracy if we know say this thing clearly happened and everybody keep quiet. And now waiting make people they liking this administration of subtle militarianism. But make I leave on somebody ask a question that is it constitutional or wise for the federal government to be building houses for judges in the FCT?
That's not an ambit of legality or constitutional. We are talking about morality now, which is a different thing from legality. Of course, judges or those in judicial sector should not be seen to be biased. Not just even the houses they built for the judges, the ones commissioning project for INEC. I think they are building a new
Headquarters for
plaza or a
INEC,
new this in a
yes.
new yeah,
Which is
INEC.
supposed to be an
So these
independent
are the
body.
things that makes people lose faith. Yes, these are things that makes people lose faith in the system. If you are fighting against maybe someone like Minister Weekend or the government, who has shown favor to the judiciary, of course, we will feel that the judiciary will be biased towards him because he has. These are the things. The judges shouldn't be accepting such gift and said, okay, or the INEC shouldn't be accepting such gift. But there's nothing that, like I said, there's nothing that makes it illegal. That's it. But we are talking about morality, yes, at the yes. Should you or should you not? There are some things you just abstain from so that people will not lose faith in you or lose faith in the system.
All right, let me take this call. We'll get back to more of that. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Wazobia, now in Nigeria.
You're welcome, sir. Where are you calling from? You're in Nigeria.
Lekki,
All
to be
right, you're
precise.
welcome. Lucky. Go ahead, sir.
Um, Following the discussion, your
Hello?
guest is saying,
Yeah, my leader.
is talking about your guest have facts,
Mhm.
but he is not consistent.
Mm.
He's not consistent. Yes, he has facts. I respect him,
Mm.
and I must respect you too, because as a journalist, you are demanding. You are demanding. That's good. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
The judiciary in Nigeria is compromised, whether we like it or not. Talking about the imbroglio that happened in River State,
Mm.
I expect Nigerian Bar Association to show their anger, not just by issuing press statements, not just by issuing press statements and relaxing. They are there to defend the law. Made up of senior advocates of Nigerians, top-notch lawyers, even retired. I expect them to show fierce, aggressive resistance to abuse of the constitution. Ahmed Tinubu took laws into his hand to suspend an elected governor, just as confirmed by your guest.
Hmm.
Everybody knows that. Let us even assume that it is not elected. Let us just assume that. But the Constitution have a laid down procedure in declaring state of emergency. And when the state of emergency is declared, the Constitution still defined the operations of a sole administrator. Tinubu flawed all this. Let me say Tinubu's government flawed all this. To be honest, the church, the bench, I'm a lawyer anyway. The bench is compromised. They are two-faced. But let's leave aside. I expected the MPA to be very, very aggressive, even to the extent of suspending the bar activities to show their anger. And that will force the government to do the right thing.
Right.
Coming out to just make statement is not enough, to be honest with you. Let me just summarize it. Nigeria is drifting to a lawless society where a poor man may not have a voice and the right to protect. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, well, all right. Okay, Barista Stanley, I don't know if you heard what the guest said. He said that the NBA would have protested and resisted what happened in Lagos State if, since they know it was unconstitutional, that they wouldn't have accepted it. And he did say that Nigeria is drifting to a lawless society. Towards a lawless
No, I said
society.
it, I said earlier the MD, of course, and the matter is currently in court over the constitutionality otherwise of that. The MDA,
It's
the
in court, but
MDA,
the court has refused to sit on it now. For how many months now?
well,
Court never give the team date to sit on.
well, they've taken step, of course, of course. We are waiting. We always say that judiciary is the last hope of the common man, and the MDA being in their defense, of course, we always praise them. In their defense, took a stand and said, "Look, we cannot partake in this illegality," and that's why they changed the venue from of the upcoming next coming MBA conference from Port Harcourt to Enugu now.
Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Yes, please, sir.
Good evening. And good evening to your guest.
Hello?
From
Yes.
Yankee.
Okay, T1, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
thank you. I hear the last speaker,
Mm-hmm.
not your guest, saying that the MBA or the bar would have been more forceful
Mm-hmm.
in criticizing that show of shame that took place in Rivers State. But you know that there were issues with the MBA in Rivers State concerning certain amounts that were paid for conference or whatever, if you can remember.
Mm.
And so how can that same body come now and speak against a government where it appears that it's also one way or the other complicit in terms of receiving money from the government? They can't. That issue has not been quite explained.
No,
For us
so you don't understand that what happened in River State was not anybody giving money to anything. So right, NBA was planning their annual conference. You understand?
Yes.
And they had agreed to host in River State. And the Rivers governor magnanimously gifted them 300 million naira for hosting. Make una take this amount, add to the preparation and organizing of an events. Do you understand?
River State money.
River
State money.
Yes, River State money, sir. Because Wike, when he was in government, did he not gift the same River State money to politician's wife in Lagos State? 300 million when he came to River State during the election. The same Wike, do you know how many gifts he gifted to people? Gifted was it Tambo, Sokoto State, 500 million when they had a problem, when fire burnt a market in Sokoto State, not in River State. Should I tell you how many things like that different governors have done? Do you understand?
Is that appropriate?
I am not saying it's appropriate. I am just telling you. These are things that governors do. So if you want to, shame them, shame all of them across board, which I am very okay with. I don't care. They'll not be my papa. So the point I'm trying to say is that it is not like the NBA took bribe. No, at least from the much I know about that case, is the fact that, I invited you for my wedding, and you gave me your courtyard to use for my wedding, and I invited you. Say, this wedding we won't come do for my courtyard. I don't get money to assist you in any way. Okay, what thing I go fit do for you now? Okay, no worry. Make I give you this 200 naira. Use buy all the drinks so everybody could drink. That's what the River State governor did for NBA.
Precious.
Sir?
You don't they play the role of they play the role of a lawyer.
No, I am not playing. See, the lawyer there inside the house. Barrister Stanley, come in here. I'm not taking your work from you.
But I am not. If I say pay you some money,
I know, Barrister Stanley.
I'm not. But no, I'm not saying that the NBA took bribe. I'm saying that the way it looks, the optics doesn't look good. So you can't come out forcefully. You know, if you come out forcefully to the talk, because people will say there's a spec there for your eye. You have to remove it first before you begin talk.
And I'm just explaining to you that thing you think is a spec is actually not a spec in Nigerian terms. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. Because if you go by that, all agencies, all governors in Nigeria are guilty. All of them. If you call that a crime. Because they dash money.
Yeah, because now public, you can't do that over here. Now
what's it make they fight for a better country we get sense now? Why do you think we all keep fighting for our country? I'll be the country better now they fight for them to better.
Now because people never take all those giftings, quote and unquote, on and scrutinize it. That's why it appears now that it's it's normal. It's abnormal.
All right.
These are people's money that has to be accounted. Where do you put it? Where are you taking it?
Mike even mentioned it in one of his media chats that part that he gives out in they put and say it inside budget as miscellaneous gifting. That is, and what he even call them charity abi miscellaneous. There is a name he gave to it. You understand?
Why they who carry money begin gift
ask another question because this particular one, you go wait, make Barrister Stanley reply you based on what I talk. Go ahead.
When the people where they poor people where they no get.
Now they talk like this now. Oh, TY, move on to another matter, another base. We'll go answer your question. Another base.
Department of benevolence where every so often people go.
You don't know that government has Department of Benevolence and they reach out to people. Are you unaware? Ibilena, TY Ibilena, come back and teach you driving. Okay. All right, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Let me take this call so that you react to all of them at once. Hello, good evening and welcome again. Good evening. Hello. Hello.
Sorry, I'm back again. I want to react to what this man is saying.
All right, please make it quick. Thank you. Hello. No, there is noise in your background. You have to turn up the noise.
That's what I'm doing now.
All right, go ahead, please. Thank you.
I want to react to what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's right, as in right.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to tell you that there's no sense in Nigeria. Even in the UK, even in the US, there's no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? This life is about balancing. Okay? Nigeria is craving for P2P. Sorry, Nigerian youths are craving for P2P.
Not all Nigerian youths. Some Nigerian youths.
Some Nigerian youths. Let me put it that way.
Thank you.
Let me put it that way. Mm-hmm. Some Nigerian youths are craving for P2P. Some Nigerian youths are craving for Bola Tinubu. Some Nigerians are craving for
Yes.
Does not mean that there are sense. Does not mean that there are sense. Obasanjo today, this is my opinion, and I stand to be corrected. Obasanjo today, from 1999 to date, is comparable to all that we have. Is still the best we've had.
Oh, guy, you take us go another place. Address the issue so you don't take us back, please. We don't have time, so that the lawyer needs to go.
Okay. Okay. I want to draw an analogy.
Mm-hmm.
But he is still guilty of some things he did. So when you say MPA that the governor supported them, that is not to try to compromise what they are doing. After all, what are they doing? What are they doing? At the end of the day, what target? It's not buying them. MDA has their sole value to stand for what they believe in wherever, in as much whatever the support is coming from. They have their mind. They have their right.
Mm-hmm.
MDA live on support. MDA don't have strong budget to finance anything they're doing. They live on charities. And that is how we should be. Stand on your value, irrespective of support or whatever accolades and the criticism.
Thank you.
Stand on what you believe in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So, Barrister Stanley, while you were away, somebody called me and said that why should we expect MBA to challenge the president's decision in Rivers State when they took money from the Rivers State governor? And even though I not be loyal, I only explained it from my own perspective and understanding. So now you will claim me now whether I be right or wrong. I told him that I asked what's the money. He said the money in question. I said, okay, that money wasn't that they took bribe from the River State governor. No, that the money was that they're having a conference in River State and the governor gifted
and supported.
Say take this amount, use add to the amount we go use organize your event. So say
no, that
was that what happened? I need to be sure because since I do political analysis, when they make me store on all information from my head.
That was what happened, and the MBA leadership have been cleared and said, okay, I've come out to clarify and said, okay. Although some people, including me, said for the sake of transparency, return the money, but they said it's a free gift that came without any precondition or condition afterwards. So, and someone give you a gift, Uh, Me also, I said, okay, I'm also of the school of thought. I said, since you are backing out saying this is an illegality, why not give them back their money? But the MDA on their own, maybe reasons best known to them, is saying it was a gift given to us freely. We want to do conference and they donated. There's now return back the gift, return back our gift. So that's where we are on that. But of course, the money is the donation that without no condition attached to it.
Okay. And then is it also correct that some governors have like a miscellaneous and charity budgets in their budgets? You know, they
Yeah,
get money.
I think yes, I think I used to pay of that from their security votes and the rest. They also have for corporate social responsibilities and the rest.
Okay. All right. So let me just take your concluding part on all of this. So you don't talk, say you don't allay the fears of Nigerians, say Nigerian courts still be where people feel go seek justice. So what happens to some of these cases that people think that is already decided before it even goes to court?
So
Because people feel like they
I
have
was
the mighty in valor behind them.
I was talking to let me use this now as a concluding part. I was speaking to some of my staff today and I was telling them a client came in to see me, one popular client, this guy that is always talking or calling out real estate people. I don't know if you know him. That once called Iguma. That's always calling out real estate people that if a real estate company, if you pay them and they don't deliver this thing, he will call you out and the real estate people will sit up and refund you. So I was talking to my client, I said, "Look, the way that it is even more easier, people find it think that it's more easier now to go to social media or explore the option
To
of
get justice.
to get justice than some people will reach out to me and say, look, please help me reach out to Scott Iguma. I want him to help me recover the money. I'll be surprised. Say, I am a lawyer. Why are you bypassing me? Because you want to. I
Pay
don't
my
know.
legal fee to Scott.
Of
I
course,
beg, let me bring down your camera. They cut off your heads.
I
Your
used to
camera.
tell my lawyer, I was telling my people that if this thing continue like this, then is not that's to some extent to show that people have lost hope on the judiciary, maybe because of the time it takes, because this one is an instant justice. Nobody wants their reputation to be ruined. And they've been the guy have been getting results. I think he helped one man that he came together to my office to recover his 500 million. And if this matter is embarrassing for me to say, if this matter have gone to court, maybe in the next 5 years, 7 years, the man that they will still be dragging back and forth. But
Oh my!
being a
So you
lawyer,
even agree that if that matter had gone to court, it would just
yes, to some extent, because we believe that a justice rush is a justice. But there should be a balance to all these things. There should be a balance to all these things. People, we understand people have lost hope at digital, but I think there are some improvement. The FCT High Court just amended their this in the FCT High Court rules of 2025. In that rules, there's the provision that you can someone can attend court hearing even in the US through virtual. You can file your processes online now. And I think Lagos State have been doing that. All those things are conditions that have been put in place to speed or to hasten up these processes so that people will not be back. In fact, someone reached out to me said, was it last week that he knows that I'm a friend to Deji, Barrister Deji. I said, okay, I want Barrister Deji's number. As I did not reply, so I want Barrister Deji's number so that he will give me VDM number so that he will help me recover this thing. I say, you want to pass through lawyers so that you get another person because you want, and
who is not a lawyer to give you justice.
who is not a lawyer. This is how much I'm struggling to use some words, but it's well, we are getting there. But I still believe that our court are still court of justices. That people that go there and they are more often than not they get justices.
All right. Since you're managing your words, I see that you have to manage your words in describing how decay or good or bad the situation is. But I really like to appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so much for giving us the
It's,
opportunity. I
it's
do
a
hope
pleasure.
that
It's a
when we
pleasure.
call you next time, you can also stop by to join us on the show. Thank you so
Definitely,
much
I
for
will.
joining us.
Thank you,
Thank
the
you.
pleasure.
All right, that
Uh,
was Barrister Stanley Alieke. He's the principal partner for Law Capital. He's a fine lawyer. You people should stop yabbing my barrister that he's Agbado. He's not Agbado. He's one of the finest lawyers we have, and yeah, he represents quite a couple of good people, and he's been doing a great job. All right, I'd like to draw the curtain here and say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. I love when I plenty, plenty. You know now. I say the love I get when I be mad. I love when I die. I will see you again tomorrow, God willing. Dr. Maduka will be with me tomorrow, hopefully, on the show. And of course, we'll dissect matters really hot, matters really arise will be hot tomorrow. But at the meantime, protect your mental health because wahala no dey finish. Nigerian wahala, put on for shoulder so that you don't go kill you. Thank you so much. I love you. Protect your mental health. Good night and God bless you.